Welcome to Curse Breakers, where we dig deep into the shadows of life to break through those negative patterns and limiting beliefs that hold you back. So buckle up, because on Curse Breakers, we're not just looking at the stars, we're rewriting your fate.
And welcome back, everybody. This is Storm Cestavani, and I'm here, of course, with my amazing co-host, the incredibly gifted and talented mistress of magic, Jacki Smith. And we're going to be
Thank you.
discussing the astrology for September the 23rd through September the 20th.
Can I just say, I love this new pattern that we have of going through the astrology. Just last week's, we're recording this week for last week, whatever. The show that's up right now while we're speaking, I'm getting a lot of good feedback on how it's helping people understand what the energy is coming up. And it also was amazing for me because when people are going, oh my God, what's going on this week? I said, here, listen to this show.
Yeah, it's very easy. That's what I was saying. Did you listen to my show? We did get an interesting comment from Michael Butler Smith, shout out on X, and he said Storm and Jacki are back and even more fabulous. This is a must listen, so filled with insight and astrological info. Not just for the week ahead, but you'll also get a bit of an astrology education in the process. Find out about squares, trines, oppositions, and more. Do check it out.
Well, thank you.
Yes, Michael is right.
So another quick thing to talk about, just so we have it, this show is sponsored by Coventry Creations. Don't want to forget that. You know, Coventry Creations is my favorite. Might be yours too. There's a reason why it's my favorite. If you don't know, look up my bio.
And also visit our website at www.thecursebreakers.com, www.thecursebreakers.com. The other thing is that whatever platform you're listening to this audio version on, if you could give us like a like or a thumbs up or whatever.
Or subscribe.
Whatever it is that happens on those sites, okay? Because there's so many of them, Jacki, I don't know how to address that. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, the big two are Spotify and Apple Play. So we're so honored to be on both of those places. And we're also on Podbean. So that's a nice app you can download. And then you can find our show on thecursebreakers.com. We are audio now. So Storm and I don't have to spend an hour on our face in the morning before we do this show. And do costume changes and whatnot.
Yes.
And so now we were very scripted in that last one. I think our shows were great on video, and we'll do some video again later, but we get to dig in a little bit deeper when we're on audio only. But we are going to put the shows up on YouTube. You're just maybe not going to see our faces with our lips moving, or maybe we'll do an AI.
Yeah.
Let's get some pictures of us.
We'll get your media guy to do an animated version.
Right. And it'll look just like us. Wouldn't that be funny?
Exactly. So, Jacki, here is the thing. The VIP, very important planet, for the week of September the 23rd through September the 29th, Mercury is about communication, okay? It's the planet that helps us that sharpens our mind. It's, learning, negotiating, socializing, conversing, problem solving, all kinds of things along of that nature. So being open to new ideas, paying attention to details, and connecting with others is going to be kind of a major theme that's going to be going throughout this week. And Mercury makes so many aspects. Not only that, but like on Monday, the moon is in Gemini, which is ruled by Mercury. And then during the weekend, on Sunday, the moon moves into Virgo, which is also ruled by Mercury. So it's Mercury everywhere, and Mercury is not even retrograde. Ever. Next week, not this week. Next week, we hit the halfway point, and then Mercury will be enter its shadow period. So every time that there is a Sun-Mercury conjunction, it always is a halfway point.
Okay.
Between the Mercury retrograde cycles.
Interesting. Okay. And Mercury retrograde happens about every
3 to 4 months.
3 to 4 months. Okay. So it's not as often as you think, my friends.
More than any other planet, but not as often as you think.
Although every other week, it's like, it's Mercury in retrograde. No, you're just,
And my favorite meme of all time, Jacki, is now Mercury has gone direct. You're now responsible for your own problems.
Yeah. Yep. This is a mess you created. Now deal with it.
Right.
Okay. So let's talk about, Mercury's our VIP planet. And then let's just start with Monday, September 23rd. And the moon is in Gemini.
It's a great time to communicate. It's a great time to learn things. It's a great time to get creative, especially with words. So if you have a class project that you need to work on, or a blog article that you need to write, or a magazine article that you need to write, or you need to map out something to do with sales, or something to do with where in which you're planning, because Mercury also rules strategy, Jackie, it's a great time to do it. Also, chatting with friends, if you have something new that you want to learn. I don't know when Dave's book is going to come out. Dave Limbury's book is going to come out, but I plan on getting that as soon as it comes out, because it
Did I
sounds
tell you he also
fascinating.
has a deck out too?
No, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, I'm in the deck. This is the deck that I'm in, but it is the Tarot of the Unexplained.
Interesting. And when
Oh
is
yeah.
that big release?
It's out. It's out right
Oh, it
now.
is? Fascinating. I'll have to get that.
I got a gem here working here at Coventry. He's elevating everything. I mean, I love having a partner to talk about, magic in our marketing and stuff. And he is just really, he's
Now,
just
is that
leveling it up.
different? Because this fits in this Moon in Gemini theme, Jackie, which is about brainstorming innovative ideas also. And I want to know, is it different working with somebody that is so magically knowledgeable than people that are not?
Oh my gosh, yes. Because
Explain the difference, please.
okay, so when you're let's take magic out of the equation, and let's say you're an artist and you're brainstorming with another artist, and then you'll say, hey, so I have this medium and I was doing this, and they said, oh, you know what I do with that medium? I do this, and I read something about somebody doing this, and so you're like, oh, what a great idea. And so then it just kind of blows up. So you feed each other. Have you ever tried to brainstorm with somebody who had no idea what you're talking about?
Yeah, it didn't go well. I think you fired me.
So, well, I released him for his next opportunity. So when
That
you're
was a joke, by the way.
I know, right. So when you brainstorm with somebody who doesn't know, oh, maybe just has an inkling versus knowing what you're talking about, what happens is you're ready to go to levels 7, 8, 9, 10. And they're
Right.
at level 2, 3. So that brainstorming brings you down to a level 4. And you're like, already did it, already did it, already did it. And you're like, so the brainstorming becomes at a level you've already surpassed.
Right.
So when you have people of a similar mindset and experience levels, what happens is then you start to go to a level 11, level 12, and really blown out ideas. Now, not to say that someone who's, say, in a level 2 or 3 isn't going to have a weirdo left field idea to bring to you. So there's a lot of patience and openness. So brainstorming is where there's no bad ideas.
Right.
You just put it all on the table. I love brainstorming with Post-it notes.
Me too.
And you just write something down, rip it off, put it on the board. Just boom, boom, boom. Here's the thing about brainstorming is people belabor it.
Right.
It's a storm.
No pun intended. Our witticism is coming out in this show.
Right. It's
Maybe
a brainstorm.
Because we're talking about the Moon in Gemini.
Maybe. So it's not to be belabored. So the Moon in Gemini, what I was thinking is this is a great day for potential networking. Right. I mean, not the networking where you go and you here's my business card, here's your business card. What do you want to sell me? This is what I want to sell you. Not that kind of networking, right. But people, your colleagues, going to lunch with your colleagues and ask them, you bring someone they don't know and they bring someone you don't know, then that becomes interesting.
Yeah, it becomes interesting. And it's also about, Gemini is not, Jackie, a deep sign. Okay, that doesn't mean that they're not deep people. Okay, but it's not a deep sign. It's more of a lighthearted type of energy. Gemini is the classic puer aeternus, which means the eternal youth. So it's about fun and games and approaching life in that sparkly wisdom sort of way, an inquisitive way of being a child. Okay. And I think that that's the best way to approach this. And just as a warning, so that when people hear me make a smartass comment in the future, okay, I may say things that are not technically reality. It's called witticism and being a showboy. That's what I am.
Funny.
So yeah. Now the interesting thing, and again, when we mention candles, you can use them in different ways. You can actually use the physical candle. You can also use them as prompts in regards to journaling. You can use them as, for example, the recommended candle that for the Moon in Gemini that I picked was called Problem Solver. It's one of my favorite candles in the Blessed Herbal line. You can write down, like Jackie was talking about with the Post-its, write down Problem Solver on a Post-it and then just start writing down a bunch of other stuff on the Post-it deck. Right. That's connected with that. So you can use this stuff in a multiple way, which is why I think that the names of the candles are synchronistic, meaning that they're meant to work in more ways than one. Right.
Yeah, exactly. And then you can use that as an inspiration point for other things. Hey, get a votive, get a candle. I love it. I support that. And if that's not something that you can grab onto or manage right now, go ahead and use this as a point of inspiration for journaling prompts or other things. Okay, so you know that your problem solver thing that you do in your magical world is this over here. It has nothing to do with the candle. So start using that type of magic for yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree.
September 24th, Mercury
Tuesday.
is. Tell me about September 24th, which is now Tuesday.
Uranus is about thinking outside of the box in many ways. And it's a great time, I think,
So,
Jackie, for you to think innovatively.
okay, so what's happening astrologically? Mercury
Is going to trine Uranus. So the communication planet is going to trine the innovator. And a trine is an easy aspect, Jackie, which the energies flow in a way that you really don't even have to work at it. So when you have Mercury, communication, and innovate, and the innovator planet together, it's a great time to explore ideas, to look at things from a picture perspective. Also, Uranus can be intuitive. It's not intuitive in a Neptunian sort of way in which you get, these deep, overwhelming feelings about something. It's that flash of insight. I should make glass candles. Or maybe if I add a crystal to this, it will be better. Or, maybe I should look at the sales pages and see what's on sale. And then you find that thing that you've been looking for 6 months. It's this flash, Jackie, rather than this feeling. And I don't know if you know what I mean by that.
I do.
Me if you
It's the moment that I was like, man, I really miss having a cappuccino or an espresso on a daily basis, but I don't want to spend $2,500 on the fancy machine.
Right.
Maybe I'll get an electric mochi pot for work. Mm-hmm. And then I went, let's see what they have on Facebook Marketplace. Mm-hmm. And I'm about to buy a fancy machine that's normally $1,100 for $150.
Yeah, it's that.
That's that moment of flash of going, hey, I'm going to check this.
It's also with Mercury trine Uranus. It's when I'm scheduling my own stuff, Jackie. And one of the things that I wrote in my own calendar for this particular day is that it was a great day for me to break out of my usual routine and try something new. I've been trying a lot of new things lately. Hiking. Don't be shocked. Fishing.
Who are you?
Now I'm going to tell you, I did not technically fish, Jackie, but I did go fishing. And for me to sit in that type of environment, anybody that's known me, which everybody has for the past 20 years or so, mm-hmm. Knows it's not really my scene. I'm not saying I enjoyed it, but
you did it.
Yeah, I did it. Yeah. So it's kind of breaking out of that box. That's that kind of impulsive.
Since we are the curse breakers, let's look at what energy. What is the energy of the astrology for say of you could use for breaking a curse? So this would be great for thinking outside of the box. So mm-hmm. when you are stuck in the groove, and this is always the way we've done it, we're going to do it this way. Right. But it's not getting you anywhere. So that curse of almost a curse of continuity of we don't change. You can use this transit to think outside of the box, open up to sudden ideas, like you said, sudden intuitions, break away from old routines.
Doing something different, just doing things that are different. I never thought in a million years, because I just was never attracted to Tolkien, Jackie. The Lord of the Rings just didn't do it for me at first. Mm-hmm. But then I started watching the Prime series Rings of Power and became upset. But that's kind of that Mercury trine Uranus thing, doing something that you normally wouldn't do and evoking something else. Okay, which is why, I think that, and where I love the problem solver candle, my favorite candle out of the Blessed Herbal line is Need a Change Banishing. It's my go-to from that line.
I love it because it's the reason why it works so well. And actually, I've had people contact me saying, the prosperity candle doesn't work for me, but the need a change does. I'm like, well, that's because you needed to get out of the rut.
Right.
If you're doing the same old, I talk about how need a change, changes the wash water. So one of my sayings is that you can't wash new socks in dirty old water. Right. You're just going to have the same old dirty old socks. Right. So it's like the needed change changes the wash water. So now you're clearing stuff from your life, or you're dealing with life with a fresh perspective and fresh wash water.
Right. And I think that's kind of interesting that you're talking about that, considering on Wednesday, which is the most difficult day of the whole week, okay, is Mercury is going to oppose Neptune, okay? And as I've discussed before, oppositions is a difficult type of energy, okay?
It's a battle.
Yeah, it's a battle of wills. And Mercury in opposition to Neptune can make communication, because remember, Mercury is communication,
Mm-hmm.
and Neptune is confusion, and it can be a little bit misleading. It's not necessarily the
And
truth.
okay, so communication opposes confusion. I don't know. What do you think might happen there?
Yeah, exactly. Misunderstandings, unclear thoughts, fantasies. The line between reality and fantasy may be quite blurred. Potentials for it. I would not sign a contract when Mercury is in opposition to Neptune. I just wouldn't do it.
Right.
But the positive side of it is that intuition is highlighted, and so is creativity. So you can use an opposition, even though that is a difficult energy, you can use it in certain ways. Okay, I think that with Mercury in opposition to Neptune, if I'm using it in a way to creativity or in regards to intuition, I would always check the facts. Okay. But I would still use it. Okay, just double check everything before hit the send button.
And which I also love how you talk about staying grounded, which the truth and justice candle is actually quite good for that.
Right.
I've been using that recently. You think it's a very airy thing, but it allows me to kind of clear what's in my head and get grounded, not get stuck in my head. But I love that you could use this energy, like if we're breaking a curse, if we're going to use this to break, and when I say curse, it's like the energy that's opposing you or stopping you from growing, but this is really breaking that curse of confusion. So you know how when
Well, it's interesting that you say that, Jackie, because how I pick the candles for the Astro Magic forecast is that if it's a square or an opposition, go in the reverse of the energy. So I find products or herbs or anything basically that counteracts it if it's a square or an opposition. If it's a trine or a sextile, I use a booster candle or a booster energy
I like
or
it.
something to amplify the energy that's there.
Yeah, this is not a day for important decisions to be
Right.
made
No.
because it's going to be confusing. This also reminds me of watching people jump to conclusions when
Right.
things are unclear. They don't like it being unclear, so they're just going to make a decision today. Amen.
And it's like it's like there's a domino effect with it also. So one person jumps to something, and then another person will jump to something, and they start reacting off of each other, and
Right.
it just blows up into something beyond proportion.
Right. This is the day where somebody goes, I can't believe you said that to me. And then it goes on and on and on.
Yeah, and it doesn't stop. I mean, it is.
So misunderstandings.
And the next thing that you know is that what they're upset about is the fact that you left the dog out in the backyard 14 years ago.
So this is not a day to actually confront misunderstandings.
No.
This is the day to get grounded and find truth. And so your journal prompts for this is like, what's true about the situation? We talk about stories and truth a lot, but it's really a thing that can take us astray. So journaling about your truth, the truth of the situation. These are the facts that So let's talk about what truth is. Truth is the facts that happened. They're not the impression or the alternative way of thinking about it.
And the interesting thing that I'm noticing here, Jackie, as we're moving through the week, is that Mercury is going to aspect all three of the outer planets in a row. So on Tuesday, it trined Uranus. On Wednesday, it opposes Neptune. On Thursday, it's going to trine Pluto.
All right. So by the way, let's recap at the end of the show what to mark in your calendar for each day. Because I love how you said you marked in your calendar, and I'm like, I'm in, I'm doing it. So let's talk about the 20th.
This is, if you thought brain power in regards to Mercury and trine to Uranus was off the chains, it's even more so with Pluto. Okay. Because Mercury trine Pluto is about thinking deeply, solving problems, discovering truths that may be hidden beneath the surface. Your words can be more persuasive. It's a great time, Jackie, if you're needing to talk to somebody and explain your point of view and you need them to understand it. Mercury and trine to Pluto is a great time to do that. Okay?
So don't talk about it on Wednesday if there's a misunderstanding. Wait till Thursday.
Right. And I would even, use the truth and justice formula on that Wednesday, Jackie, to come up with what is the reality of the situation? What do I need to discuss? Okay. What is the truth here? What is the kernel of truth here? What is not the truth here? How do I approach this in a way that I'm being fair about it? And then that way on Thursday, have your bucket list basically of things to discuss. Okay. And also with Pluto is also an intuitive planet, but it's that gut level intuition. It's that knowing this is what it is that you need to do with power behind it.
So the curse, so as you're talking about the curse, potential curse that you might be dealing with or might be triggered during this time is one where you have repressed emotions and hidden fears, because the truth, we said this so many times in the show, avoiding that truth is what keeps you from stepping into your power, because you've repressed it. So you could use this with whatever energy you choose, is that Pluto's transformative energy, dig deep, confront it, and release it.
Yeah, which is why also, Jackie, that Mercury in trine to Pluto is great for any form of research projects you need to do.
Perfect.
And you can fill us in on the goddess affirmation candle, but it's the candle that I picked for
I love that.
Mercury in trine to Pluto.
I almost think I needed to call her Mother Earth, but there's so many goddesses, so I didn't want to limit. But it's a very grounded, earthy, embracing. You can just kind of melt into her, and she holds you while you are figuring your stuff out.
Right.
So it really works for this, because even if you tune into your inner goddess, because we all have the male and female divinity within us. So your female divinity, because this is you're learning things, so you're going to be doing very kind of masculine mental energy. So if you allow that female energy to hold you while you do this, you won't float away.
Right. And then basically also on Thursday, Jackie, Mercury, after it, has its morning brunch with Pluto, it's then going to move out of Virgo and into Libra. And that's a great time for teamwork and focusing on building relationships. Clear, in Libra is such a fair and balanced sign. Communication is relatively stable and clear, and people get along well, and it's extremely refined, and it's a great time basically for you to finalize agreements. If you've needed to approach somebody in regards to doing something, that would be an excellent, later Thursday would be a great time.
So the agreements that you don't sign on Wednesday, you can do on Thursday.
Absolutely.
The thing about Libra is this balance scales. I always think about the scales of justice with Libra, because of the balancing of both sides.
Right.
And Librans, thank you.
Yeah.
I find that they can suss out the truth of the situation pretty quick. You're like, the Libras I know will look at you going, well, that was a lie.
And we both have Libra rising. So.
And we both have Libra rising. So, but there's also a charm to that Libras love. They're very charming. They love beauty, all these things. So Mercury in Libra is a really interesting time to really celebrate, the truth of who you are.
Right. And it's not only that, I think, and it's whenever Mercury changes signs, Jackie, again, we're starting to see a theme here with Mercury being the very important planet of the week, is that a truth serum is the candle that I picked for Mercury in Libra. Because of the fact that Libra has to do with the skills of justice, Jackie, I think that truth serum helps to clear out any form of potential miscommunications or difficulties that people are having, but it also helps people see the truth about a particular circumstance. People ask me all the time, what to use if they feel that they're not getting purposely or inadvertently, that they're not getting the truth out of somebody. And I tell them to use truth serum each time.
Oh yeah. Because it'll just, when I've done this,
help the other person see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It naturally may not even be knowledgeable of what the truth is.
It naturally comes out. You don't have to confront. You just you'll watch the conversation, if you like that truth serum, or focus on that energy and watch the natural conversation come out without confrontation.
Right.
Because you're dealing with truth, facts, etc. You know what else I think about with this would be a great day if you're frustrated at work and don't know if you want to stay or go. This would be a great day to really dig into how you feel and what you think about your job and what your forward momentum could be.
Agreed.
Whether it's changing your circumstances at work or starting to look for another job, finding a headhunter, whatever. But this would be a good day to really see what's going on, see about the truth of your work situation, because maybe you just are frustrated with one thing, but the rest of it's great. Or you go, oh no. I mean, whatever it is.
Exactly. Then on Friday, and we get a little bit of a break from all this Mercury energy on Friday and Saturday, Jackie, because on both days the moon is going to be moving through Leo. which, is Libra is this very vibrant, enthusiastic type of energy, and it's great for creative activities, painting, music, theatrics, anything that any place where you need to do something where you need to express your inner child, basically, is what I recommend when the moon is in Leo. I also tell people, because one of the things that people forget about Leo is that it is a fire sign, okay? So it is extremely, extremely intuitive, and not intuitive in that gut level way. It is intuitive in regards to seeing the potentials and possibilities in the future. Leo is very future leaning. So vision boards are a great thing to do on Friday and Saturday.
Okay. You know what I
Also
see?
positive affirmations.
You know what I see? Friday, moon in Leo. That's going to be a great night to hang with your friends and end up with the I love you man syndrome at the end of the night.
Yeah, everybody loves each other, and
Having a couple of drinks together or dinner or whatever, and having these great conversations. It's like, man, I love you. I'm so happy you're in my life. I mean, and that, just feeds the soul.
And
Get together with your friends on Friday and Saturday.
It is also the point in which, and it is the time of the month, Jackie, when the moon is in Leo, in which you get a full pass to do you. It's about doing what's going to make you happy, about connecting with yourself and what your wants and desires are, and getting kind of really clear about where it is that you want to go in the future. A lot of people would look at that and say,
you know what? Right. So what I see, I have to jump in because I'm very excited about this understanding, is that with a moon in Leo, if you are really afraid or lack confidence to get a little spotlight in your life,
right,
to spotlight your amazingness, this energy is going to help bring the confidence for you to take that moment in a natural, loving way, or accept the praise of other people. So this is a lovely lack of confidence, low self-esteem curse you can break with this energy, with a do you.
Right. And if you want, and I have a theory, Jackie, that if you want to do somebody else,
well, wait a minute.
If you want to do somebody else, do yourself first. Wait for it. Wait for it, Jackie. If you want to do somebody else, do yourself first. Okay, get clear about what you want.
Right. That person's already taken. That story's already taken. Build your own identity.
Right.
Because it would not be authentic to you. Okay, exactly. So the moon's going to move in. When is the moon moving into Virgo?
On Sunday.
On Sunday. Okay. So what should we look at here on Sunday?
I'm just looking at my calendar for that day, Jackie, and it says to organize my blog lists and computer.
Oh, so that's my normal Sunday as I prep for the week.
Clean your space. I organize, I will spend usually the moon in Virgo, spending a lot of time because my desk can get pretty messy. I'm actually not messy because I'm not a real messy person, but it can become a little bit disorganized. And I spend it as kind of the time of the month to reorganize things back in a proper way because I just get so busy that, things may be all over the place or not in categorized sort of way.
And it also seems like it's going to be a bit of a party weekend between Friday night and Saturday. Mm-hmm. So you're going to need to clean up the mess on Sunday. I mean, it's not a bad mess. It's not like a messy mess, but like a fun mess.
And also for your sister Patty, because I know she enjoys stuff like this because she's a big old Cancer. It's a great time to enjoy things like gardening. And practicing mindfulness and keeping your mind very, very clear and focused on the jobs at hand. So it's about digging into the details
and breaking that curse of clutter.
Right. And which can build up a lot over the period of a month.
Mm-hmm. You know what else I see myself to, as you describe all this stuff, I'm like, oh, I know what I'm going to do that Sunday. I'm going to meal prep.
Yeah, you can.
That's a great idea. That's a time we get organized, pay attention to the self, the health, the breaking that curse of clutter. Could be a clutter in your mind. I mean, food has always been an issue in my life, so it becomes like, I don't know what I'm going to eat. But
I also have in my calendar, Jackie, on that day to do 2 workouts.
My. All right, so let's run through what to put on your calendar each day. So let's go back to the 23rd, Monday, the moon in Gemini. What do you want to put in your calendar for that day?
I would put in like social activities, taking up writing projects, or exploring new technologies.
Okay. So I would put in, this is a great day to brainstorm. Brainstorm and learning day.
Exactly.
And learning new things day, new learning day.
Right.
Okay. Tuesday.
I would tell people to break out of their routines and embrace unconventional ideas. Think outside the box.
Yeah, it's a think outside the box day. Okay, Wednesday.
It's a great day for creativity, but it's not a great day for making big decisions. It's kind of like a go with the flow type of day, and trying to stay as grounded in reality as you can.
Okay. Be creative and avoid decisions.
Yeah.
Thursday
Would be really about discussing things, important things with people that I need to discuss with them, especially if I'm needing to get my point of view across. It's about
Okay,
important conversations, yeah.
important conversations.
And then with keeping in mind that Mercury is going to move into Libra, I would also have in my calendar for that day, it actually says to contact Jackie to talk about curse breaker
Uh,
stuff. It's just a practical way of me making sure it gets into my calendar, Jackie, even if it's
mhm.
just a reminder, okay? But it's to find out, are there things that we can do better? Are there things so that you and I can work through things of that nature?
Make things, reorganize things better. I was thinking about it when Mercury moves into Libra. It might be a
Hmm.
really great day to think about or even like rearrange your office. Like you
Right.
might see a better way to have your space that's more conducive to communication. Not just communication, but it just mentally you flow better.
Right.
Okay, so then we have
Friday and
Friday.
Saturday, because the moon is in Leo on both days, and that's the major thing that's happening. It's just what it is. Great time for setting personal goals, social gatherings, so going out with your buddies, and being kind to people.
Okay, be kind, see your friends.
Hmm.
And then Saturday.
Getting organized. No, this is Sunday.
Yeah.
Friday and Saturday is the moon in Leo. On Sunday, it's about getting organized, self-care, tidying things up, streamlining tasks, gardening, doing you.
Do your chores.
Right. Do your chores.
And you're going to feel good about it
Take care
versus
of your
like
biz.
drudgery.
Take care of
Okay.
your biz.
So this is, what I'm looking forward to this week. It feels like it's going to be a week of productivity and breakthrough, whatever that means for you.
Right.
And that you're going to have, you're going to stay open to new ideas, pay attention to the details. The details will almost like pay attention to you. I mean, it's
Right.
just, it's not like you have to stop and focus on them, but it's like the details become apparent. All right.
Absolutely. Make sure that you cruise over to our website at www.thecursebreakers.com. Again, that's www.thecursebreakers.com. This show, of course, is sponsored by the wonderful good people at Coventry Creations. So, hi, Patty. Hi, Hannah. Hi, Jay. Hi, everybody at Coventry Creations that do a lot of wonderful stuff to make sure that this show happens. Jackie, where can people find you?
They can find me on coventrycreations.com. You can contact me through there or all of the socials. You can find Coventry Candles, Coventry Creations, although I don't think we're on X anymore. But, we from Threads to Facebook to TikTok to Instagram, LinkedIn, we're everywhere. Coventry Creations or Coventry Candles is what you would look for because there's way too many Jackie Smiths out there.
Way too many. The news to help you break your curses and all your little buddies' curses also. So share that out there. And Jackie, what do they need to do in the meantime till we get back?
Please keep it magic.
Speak life, everybody.